Good morning. Hello, Missouri. My name is Amanda Ruback, and I am a nurse and the community outreach coordinator here at the Missouri Poison Center. I know summer is in full swing. Maybe you've been out enjoying the nice warm weather we've had by taking a hike or going camping or spending some time outside. And there you may find some of those pesky creatures we call ticks. So today we're going to talk all things ticks. If you do have any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section, in Facebook or otherwise, and I'd be happy to answer those and look through those or answer at a later time. So let's get started by looking at some of the types of ticks that we have in Missouri. Or actually just talking about some of the features about ticks. Ticks really are found statewide, the entire state of Missouri. And unfortunately, those pesky ticks do drink blood of humans and other mammals. So they also affect our pets, such as our dogs and other mammals through that system. They can carry serious, sometimes deadly disease. So it's important to keep up to date on any health issues and to protect yourself from bites. And we'll talk through some of that. When they're in their adult forms, the three species of hard ticks have 8 legs and a small plate over the main body on the top side, which is sort of like their tough skin, which is why it's really hard to crush or to squash a tick. Adults, most species of ticks for adults are about 1/16 to 1/4 inch long. They're often described to be about the size of a sesame seed. So that is one of the reasons it's so hard to tell if you have a tick on you and to kind of spot them on somebody else. When they are engorged with blood, the ticks may swell to 3/8 of an inch and turn gray, especially the female ticks. And they, again, are about the size of a poppy seed when they're young and then a sesame seed when they're full grown. Ticks are closely related to mites, spiders, and scorpions. There are differences in terms of their exoskeleton. So there are hard ticks and soft ticks. And the hard ticks are primarily the ones that are mammal related. Soft ticks are more in bird species. And they're definitely villains of Missouri, things that we see regularly throughout the summer. So let's look at some of the different types of ticks that we have in Missouri. These are all hard ticks commonly seen in Missouri. The first one there is the Lone Star tick. And females are usually identified by having a white dot in the center of the back, and males have dots or white streaks on the edge of their body. You see that sort of along the edge of the shell there, or the bottom part of their body. They're very common in Missouri. We see them carry illnesses such as tularemia, Heartland virus, Bourbon virus, and the alpha-gal sensitivity, which you may have heard of in recent years with a red meat allergy. So that's that first one. The next one in the center there is the deer tick. The legs and the upper body are black. They're very common in Missouri. These are the size of a sesame seed. And these are more commonly carrying Lyme's disease, anaplasmosis, and other tick-borne illnesses. Last but not least, in terms of the ones we see in Missouri, is the American dog tick. And when they're newly hatched, the larvae are yellow, and the adults have a brown and white mottled appearance. When they're filled with blood, they turn gray. They're very common in Missouri, and these are carriers typically of the Rocky Mountain spotted fever and tularemia. So again, we have other varieties of ticks to go along with these ones, but these are the most common that we'll see potentially in Missouri and are some of the characteristics. So let's say you do have a tick and that you spot on your body or on your pet or other creature. We do not recommend just grabbing it and pulling it out. Squeezing the rear portion of its body may force the tick to inject more fluid into the flesh, causing more irritation. It's best to use a pair of sturdy tweezers or forceps. Pinch the tick tightly as close to the skin as possible. See how that is pinching down near the attached area. And remove the tick with a steady lift motion, sort of a plucking motion. It's a good idea to take a photo of the tick, and you can just really flush it down the toilet. It's going to be very hard to crush or squish. So, flushing it down the toilet ensures that it is gone. So if you take that photo, just make sure you document it in terms of like the date and time. So you just can kind of be aware that you're watching for symptoms we'll talk more about. Once you've removed the tick, you want to wash the area with soap and water. It's okay to use just disinfect it with like rubbing alcohol that's diluted. And for many people like to use sort of old-fashioned treatments or removal methods, such as touching the tick with a match. This may cause the tick to rupture, which can increase the risk of disease transmission. Others have used like nail polish or petroleum jelly to kind of smother the tick, and that might cause the tick to further cause damage on your skin. So those methods really aren't effective and can increase the risk of disease transmission. The other thing I would mention, that if you have any retained parts of the tick, sometimes they get broken off and there'll be a little section in there. You really want to do your best to remove those as quickly and as safely as possible. If you're just not having success, it is good to see your healthcare provider for full removal. Well, hopefully we can prevent ticks from even coming to us in the first place. And there are some good tips to do so. First, prevention is if you're going to be outdoors in tall grasses or in the woods, it's best to wear pants that are tucked into the socks. Anything light colored would make them easier to see. Now, granted, those pants there are not light colored, but I would suggest wearing lighter colors. Again, those brown and black speckled tick colors can be seen more easily. You want to walk in the center of the trail if possible and avoid brushing up against the long grass and weeds, as the ticks sort of hang out there and wait for you to brush by. They don't jump to you, but they do kind of come as you brush up against them. It's good to use some other protection, like spraying the skin with insect repellent. You can also use permethrin on your clothing, which is a coating. It's usually 0.5% on boots, clothing, camping gear, and it does remain on there for several washings. And it's a good thing to have. And again, lots of instructions for use are on the permethrin container. For the skin, DEET, pericardium, and other approved repellent are fine based on the child or adult's age. Once you've come back from camping, hiking, etc., you can treat your outdoor clothing by putting it in the dryer on high for 10 minutes, if you can, to kill any remaining ticks. And then it's good to shower when you re-enter the house. Do that tick check that we talked about before, especially checking areas of the head, your waistline where they like to hide, as well as armpits and genital area and the back of knees, all those hard to reach spots that are easy to kind of mask a tick. And pets with fur are also common carriers of ticks, so check your dogs and other furry creatures to make sure that they are safe as well. Well, it's bound to happen at some point in Missouri. You may receive a tick bite or see tick crawling before it has attached, and it is really important to kind of know what to do, how to remove them, and just be aware of some of the diseases that ticks can carry in Missouri. Not all tick bites result in a tick-borne illness, but some do. And the longer a tick is attached, at least for 24 hours or more, the more risk there is for illness. So if you have questions about ticks or tick-borne illness, tick prevention, tick removal, feel free to call one of our specially trained nurses and pharmacists on the hotline. If you save our number in your phone before your outdoor adventure, you can reach us much more easily than finding us on an internet search or otherwise. Save the number. It's 1-800-222-1222. And that is the poison helpline. The Missouri Poison Center are your poison center for the state of Missouri, as well as 55 poison centers across the country, no matter where you live. Again, the number is the same no matter where you are, 1-800-222-1222. Stay safe, enjoy your outdoor adventures this summer, and prevent those ticks.